Welcome back to another episode of the Sustainable Series, a podcast collaboration between Authentic Beauty Concept and the Green Salon Collective. My name is Emily and I'm from Authentic Beauty Concept, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host Steph, who I will let introduce herself.
Thank you. I'm Stephanie Hodgson. I'm a PhD researcher and lecturer in the Department of Sustainable Development at Utrecht University, and I'm also the head of research for Green Salon Collective.
Amazing. And we are joined by some more fantastic guests, which is really exciting. We're joined by Dani and Kasey from Create Salon in Cardiff. Welcome. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Thank you. Yes, I'm Kasey. Like you said, we are co-owners of Create Salon in Cardiff. We've been a sustainable salon since we opened, which was 5 years ago now, and we use ABC products in the salon.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm Dani, and we just love our salon, and we just love using ABC products and just really trying to embrace that with our clients and create a nice community.
Amazing.
Nice.
Well, we're so excited to have you here, and we kind of wanted to just have a bit of a no holds barred conversation about meaningful retail, because it is such a huge topic within the industry. Obviously, retailing products is a very small part of what you do in the salon, but obviously from a business perspective can be quite a big part. So I guess, where did you start? Even from the creation of your salon, was retail an important part of your consideration?
Yeah, I'd say so. So from the start, we knew we wanted the salon to be a sustainable salon.
Yeah.
So even into opening the salon and using reusable or recycled materials opening. So then we knew we wanted a good sustainable range to retail to clients, but something that also worked and did what it says it's going to do. So we took a lot of time researching different brands, and that's when we found Authentic Beauty Concept and fell in love with the brand and the ethos of it.
Amazing. And had you both worked in other salons before you came together to create a salon together?
So we've worked together for nearly 17 years.
Oh, wow.
So a long
Spent our
time.
whole careers together.
So
Since we were 16.
literally. So I specialise in cutting and Kasey specialises in colour. And then probably about 10 years ago now, sustainability really came into place, and how important it was, seeing how much waste from a salon that would be created. So it was really important for us to not be seeing all the foil going in the bin. And again, with products, people can obviously have like refill bars with ABC, and I think all those things are really, really important to us.
Amazing. And then I guess, how do you empower and educate your clients and take them on this journey to then obviously result in being able to retail products to them?
Yeah, I'd say for us, education is key. Us and our team in the salon, we all need to be really knowledgeable about what's in the products, what the products are doing, and why they're going to benefit each client. And then we pass that on to the client. So opposed to saying like, oh, this shampoo would be great for your hair, we will say this shampoo would be really beneficial because of X, Y, and Z. It's sustainably sourced ingredients. These ingredients will help with this concern. And then it almost makes the client really buy into it, because you know so much about it. You're not just saying this is a good shampoo for you.
Yeah.
And then the more information they have, they get excited about it then. They're like, oh my God, this has this in it, and then this will do this, and it supports this initiative, and everything else that comes a part of that brand. So they get excited and they feel like they're buying into something bigger than just shampoo as well.
So it's just not just about sustainability. You do build into their particular needs, which is great for people like me who have little to no idea anything how to take care of my hair. So I'm really relying on your expertise to how to maintain that look that you've created for me at home, and then hearing these extras is a really nice way to.
Yeah, because I think you can buy pretty much any product online these days, but the reason clients want to buy from their stylist is because we're the experts in that, or we should be. So instead of just looking online and kind of thinking, oh, what do I use, and then they buy something and maybe it's not working for them because it's not meant for them, with having experts in the salon and each of us really knowing what every product does, that's what I'd say. It's
really tailor to them. And even when we're styling their hair, really talk about them, let them feel the hair. And I think that's really important, so they can feel the difference in their hair. And even from the backwash room, explaining what shampoo you're using, what conditioner you're using, recommending treatments that's going to really benefit their hair. And then when they feel their hair at the end, they can really notice a difference. I think it's really important.
Nice.
So when a customer comes into the salon, how does this start? Is like consultation a big part of what you do? Like, how does their journey kind of begin, where you can
definitely.
naturally talk about products and it doesn't feel forced?
I think definitely from consultation, finding out what they're struggling with their hair at home, what they, finding that works really well with their hair, their styling, how they get on with that. And then again, as soon as you start shampooing their hair, talk about the shampoos and conditioners that they're using, and then when you're about to style their hair, what products do they use at home for styling their hair, and then you can always start to recommend the products that way.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say an in-depth consultation is key to cut and colour, and part of that is like, how are you managing your hair at home? How is it behaving for you at home? What are your struggles? What do you like about your hair? What do you not like about your hair? And then they'll touch on what they need help with then anyway, and then it's up to us to help them with that problem.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say that by the sounds of it, a well-informed product recommendation is a service rather than like selling.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
And I wonder if because you guys aren't alone in your salon, you have other team members. Like, how do they approach retail? Is it the same
Exactly
way?
the same. Yeah, we've really taught them well for that, haven't we?
Yeah, so we will get our Sarah, the ABC, our representative. So she's come in with both team members when they first started and spent that good time with them and passing the information down from her directly.
Nice.
And then obviously we'll teach them as well. But yeah, it's making sure they have that one-to-one education from day one and having the time to invest that in them, because it's just as important as their skills.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you think them using using the products and having like your favourites, and is that the sort of thing that clients want to hear? Like kind of, when you've got that personal recommendation, it's not just a professional recommendation.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely. We've all got our own favourites in the salon, and you can tell because that one product's always next to me, and then Dani's is next to her. Yeah, you can kind of tell, because like my favourite product at the minute is the Glow Serum Spray, so I'm using that on every client. It's always next to me, and then 9 times out of 10 my clients will take that, because I'm a colourist. It goes hand in hand with colour. It's got colour protect, UV protect, so yeah, then mine will be 10 to buy that, whereas then Dani's got more curly clients.
Yeah, I do a lot of curly clients, so I love the hydrating range,
Yeah.
especially the curl gel. I absolutely love it. And yeah, again, my clients, I'm like really persuasive, like this is amazing, and they love it, and they can feel the difference on their hair, and most of the time they do end up buying that then.
But then there's so many avenues to buy products like these, online. Some are probably cheaper, but when a client of yours chooses to buy a product in your salon, what do you think is most important to them in that decision?
I think personally, I think because we're so passionate about the products, and then that relays.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh, get that shampoo, it'd be good for your hair. It's like, oh my God, this shampoo is amazing.
Right.
You should try this. It'd be really good for your curls or X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So I think they then buy into it because we are really passionate
mean
about
it.
the
Yeah.
products, and they get excited.
Right.
I also think, like, from a colour point of view, if you've spent X amount of money on your hair and then you're going to wash it with whatever you may wash it might not be a colour saving shampoo.
Right.
It's like, well, you're actually going to need to come into the salon more often and spend more money. Whereas if you spend a little bit more on a good home care system that does protect and look after your colour, then you're not going to need to see me as often.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you kind of encourage, like, when you're talking to clients about products, for them to pick them up and smell them
Yeah,
and touch them? Because
definitely.
I feel like, obviously, from a consumer point of view, I'm not a hairdresser, but when I've been in salons, like, sometimes, like, you can get to the end of the appointment and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know, like, what they used on my hair. Like, and I don't want to ask, like, because...
It could be awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
But as a beauty obsessed person, I'm like, I want to know,
Yeah, I always show them. So I show them the bottle, I leave it in front of them, and they tend to then pick it up. I show them exactly how much I'm using on their hair as well. So I can be like, right, I normally use like a 10p piece, and this is how it's used, so they can see it. And then I let them feel it. Like certain products, again, I'm like, do you want to put some on your hair yourself so you can feel how it feels? So I think they really like that, and it's a good way of them being able to know how to use it at home then if they do purchase the product.
And it's a really immersive experience then for them as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I'd say with ABC products, a lot of, like, they smell incredible.
Yeah.
So when you're applying it to the hair, and whilst you're talking about what it is and the key features, and then when you put it on the side, they're like, oh, that smells good. And 9 times out of 10, they'll end up picking it up and looking at it and smelling it. And then you say, oh, do you want to apply it to your hair? This is how you apply it. So yeah, it is really immersive, and then letting them be a part of the experience. Because I think a lot of clients feel like maybe we're doing something special in the salon that they can't replicate at home.
Yeah.
So then it's showing them how to replicate it at home, how exactly to apply it, which distance you should be spraying from, how much you should be applying. So once they've kind of done that in the salon with us, it gives them the confidence to know they can do that at home then as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I really
sounds
like
like that
that
would
as
be great for
well.
me.
Like not keeping secrets, like
Yeah.
because we want them to have as much use from the hair. I remember I was used to go salon and I was like the fear of washing my hair for the first time afterwards because I know it's not going to look the same when I've washed it. But
And that's it. You want clients to have great hair the whole, like from the day they leave the salon until they come back, not just the day they leave and then they can never do it themselves at home. It never looks as good at home then because then they're just not getting the full benefit. So you want them to have great hair all the time, and also they're like a walking advertisement for us. So you want them
that's a
their
really nice way
hair
to
to
look at
look
it.
perfect the whole time.
Something that I've noticed over the years talking to like salon owners and hairdressers is that I think they might not always appreciate how little people like me know about hair care. And like I only learned like 2 years ago that when I wash my hair, I don't need to be shampooing the whole thing. It's really about where the oil is coming from, the roots. And so I wonder like how much you build like everyday, you know, maintenance, like back to basics chat in your consultations and your conversations.
I think that's it. I think especially when we try to educate the rest of the team, we say to them like try to speak in client friendly terminology because they're not going to understand the words that we might know. So I think it's trying to do that and visually showing them I think is really important so that they know. And I think our ethos as well is to work with the natural hair. Like that's always been our ethos from our background. So it's trying to encourage something that they can replicate and even showing them how to blow dry their hair and I think everything, the whole service is
You do that
I'm going to Cardiff.
the amount of round brushes I've bought, I still can't use a round brush.
Yeah, it's not what you do, isn't it? Like, you know, not many people are going to be able to do a big bouncy blow dry at home. So,
It's an art form. I sit and I appreciate it.
This is it.
I think the main thing as well is for me, it's really interesting to hear your perspective because obviously when we go out and talk to people and teams in the salon is obviously they're like, I'm not a salesperson, I'm a hairdresser, and obviously we know how creative hairdressers are, which is fantastic. I think the bit that in the consultation that people potentially feel a bit awkward about is then, you know, how do you tell people the price of the products? How do you convert to that sale? So I guess do you have any kind of tips of potentially how you guys do it, or are you just really upfront and just address it? Because I think from what I hear that people have a bit of fear around like, oh, we're already charging this much for a service and then we're recommending these products, but you know, is it just owning it and being like, do you know what, like this is just the price, or just your guys' perspective?
I think we do, that can be quite scary. One of the girls in our salon, that's a main factor for her. She's like, oh God, the bill's already this much. And then I'm going to say, oh, add this on top. But like what I've tried to explain to her is they go hand in hand. So like I said with the colour earlier, like if you're paying this amount of money already, then using those products, shampoos, conditioners and things like that at home is just going to make the first investment of your hair last longer and look better for longer. So it does kind of go hand in hand, and like it's just up to us really to explain that to the clients and then give them the education, and then ultimately the end decision's up to them. We'd never be pushing, be like, no, you have to have it.
Yeah,
definitely not. You need it.
We can explain why it would be beneficial, key features, like Dani said, let them use the products, see how easy they are to use. They're very consumer friendly. And then if they want to take them home to support their cut and colour at home and make that prolong, amazing. If they don't, then another thing we've done a lot of is we have little pops or like minis. So if somebody's in two minds, like they seem really interested but they're just not quite ready to take the leap, then we will maybe give them some complimentary minis or get little tester pots and put some product in there for them to try at home.
And do you find that then does convert?
Yes,
coming back and
I'd say
buying
9
full?
times out of 10 they'll come back and be like, oh my God,
I loved
that
it, I
product,
want to
you know,
try
my
it.
hair easier to manage, and then they'll convert to sales then.
I think so, definitely, because I think if you get a vibe that maybe someone's a bit like, oh, how much is that? I think if people are really interested, they probably won't ask the price. That's what my personal experience has been. But yeah, if you say the price and they're a bit like, oh, I'm not sure, I'll say, oh, if you're not sure today, why don't you take away this tester and you can have that a go, give that a go and see how you feel. And then 9 out of 10 times, like Kasey said, they'll come back in the next appointment and they'll say how much they loved it, and they'll then go and buy the big retail size then.
Yeah, I think in this climate everyone's trying to save costs where they can. I think everyone's in the same position and in the same boat, so we understand that, and it'd be great because it's going to help your hair and it's going to help the concerns you've got. But like we say, we would happily give a free mini or little products to try, and then they need to feel like they're getting them worth for their money, I guess. So then if they are using it at home, they're like, actually this is making my life easier, my hair does look great for longer, so then it's kind of worth the
like
cost.
the priest in the pudding.
Exactly. So it's almost like a trial.
And do you do anything like around packages or anything to encourage like loyalty?
Yeah, we do. So we try to do a lot of offers. I know when ABC had the candles, and they sometimes do the water bottles, so we'll always try and do anything that they are doing a promotion on. So it'll be like 2 products and then you get a candle free.
And you find that works well
really
with your
well.
clients?
I think
we had a client buy products the other day just because she wanted the body brush. So we had the body brushes on the shelf. She's like, I wanted one of them. I was like, oh, if you buy 2 products you get a free body brush. She was like, okay, I'll get 2 products.
Not to quote, but girl maths.
Exactly.
It does.
We've all done that for a bit of free shipping.
Oh,
We did an extra top.
£20 more, I get free shipping. Okay, I'll buy something else.
And I guess that's then offering a personalised value that can't be got anywhere else because it's only available in the salon.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's another thing with ABC is like, it is salon only. So we could spend all this time educating the client and then they fall in love with it and then they're not able to just Google it and find it elsewhere. Like, it is salon only.
And do you do anything online with eShop or?
We actually don't, but I think it's something we've spoken about. I think it's just trying to work out how we would do it as a small team, because there is only 4 of us to work part-time, and then it's just me and Kasey, and we are very busy.
Your clients are buying when they're in salon anyway, so it's kind of balancing the need, isn't it?
I think we do have quite a few clients that live quite far away from the salon, so they might only visit 2-3 times a year, so it would be good for those clients so they don't have to travel 2 hours just to come and get some shampoo and conditioner maybe. But then also those clients do stock up when they're there.
Yeah, they tend to buy a lot more.
Multiple bottles to make sure they've got enough to last
definitely.
them, so.
That's really good.
Yeah, we've got a client from Shanghai, and she'll stock up so she can then take it back, because she only comes over once a year.
She wipes the retail
out. This is great. Yeah, take it all.
Not
take
a
it
bad
all.
problem to have. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So what part, obviously you've adopted Authentic Beauty concept as your go-to product in your salon, and they're a very sustainable brand. So what parts of this ABC do you sort of like champion for ABC with your clients?
So I would say the initiatives they support as well. So I was lucky enough to be a part of Hairdressers Without Borders last year. And it's things like that as well. So it's a sustainable brand. It's doing what it says on the tin for your hair, but then also they're supporting these amazing projects to help other people.
Nice.
So it's not just affecting the client, and it's not just here. It's wider spread good impact, I suppose.
Right,
So like when I went to India last year and came back and told all my clients that they were really impressed, and they were like, God, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
I can't believe like your products do that. And like, so it helps. Again, I think it's helping them not just buy a shampoo.
Right.
Think, okay, I'm getting this, but then, they're sending hairdressers to India to help teach and pass on careers and earn an income. Like,
they're really supporting something larger.
It's not
fantastic.
just, I think it kind of adds to the element of guilt-free shopping,
right?
Maybe,
Yes,
because there's a social cost attached to it as well.
Right. Yeah. People want to feel good about their choices, and
and I think
you're
people are
helping
a lot
them
wiser to that now, especially with social media, like sustainability, recycling, projects like that. People know about those now a bit more, and they are a bit more wiser to it. And I think they can do the research themselves. They can see it online. So then when you're selling them, they want to be a part of the whole
exactly
package, the whole project,
definitely.
not just the shampoo they're using in the bathroom.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes,
No, that
does.
makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Complete sense.
And even I think with the packaging, telling clients it's 80% post-consumer plastics that are used, trying to encourage them to use refill bars. I think even things like that, I think really help. And they're like, oh, you do refills, this is great.
Right.
So I think that really helps with them being able to see that they can be sustainable as well as using these like beautiful products.
Yeah, clients get excited by it. Everyone wants to do their bit.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to be harmful to the environment.
yeah.
Everyone wants to help in the small ways they
I
can.
guess it's making it
so-
as accessible as possible for
Yes,
them as well.
definitely.
Yeah.
And if coming to your salon
Yeah.
with your sustainable practices and then purchasing a sustainable product,
Yeah.
it's kind of win-win.
They don't
Yeah.
have to really do too much. We made it easy
it's
for
just-
them.
Yeah.
all your hard
Yeah.
work. Yeah. There you go.
Fantastic. I think for us, if you can, we've talked about so much great stuff today, which has been amazing. But if a salon was obviously looking to kind of really focus in on retail and have those authentic conversations with and meaningful conversations with their clients about retail, what would be your top tip for them? Or they've got a team that's really resistant to sell, like what would be your top tip
I think
for them?
for me it would be definitely education and knowledge is key, because if you don't know and you don't feel confident about the products, how can you possibly be able to sell them?
Yeah.
And I think using the products yourself at home, because again, if you're not using them yourself as a stylist, how are you going to be able to actually, trust your get your clients to trust you to actually buy them? And again, like I said before, really trying to get your clients to feel the products, see them in the actual hair while you're doing it, and really talking about it, I think would really, really help.
Amazing.
Nice.
Anything to add, Kasey?
Yeah, I'd say if your team is like resistant to it, I really think using your sales reps helps a lot as well. So you have someone who's got the insider, like they know those products inside and out, that can come in and really lay it all down for them. So then they feel
They're
a bit
hearing
more
it from
confident.
somebody else, not just from you all the
So it's
time.
not just us like, guys, come on. Yeah, it's somebody else coming in, and
Yeah.
it's exciting for them then. They've got a training day, there's someone new coming in. It's a bit more of an easier day than a day with clients, so they get excited about it. And then especially if you can use the products and they get their hair washed and they try all the products. So it's more about, I would say, getting your team excited for the
definitely,
products rather
yeah.
than kind of drilling into them to sell.
Yeah.
It's like, no, these products are amazing, because like we said, excitement rubs off. Like
Yeah.
if you're
Yes.
really excited and happy, then the clients then pick up on that. And then if we're like that, our team would pick up on that as well.
Yeah,
So,
like really believing in them, isn't it? Believing
you
in
believe in them
yourself.
and then, Nice.
Amazing. Well, thank you both so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thanks.
we will share all the top tips and everything in the chat below. Thank you from me and
Thank
Steph, and we will see you again soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Nice.